Hey guys, how's it going? So sorry that this is coming to you so late. I know I said I'd get a video to you today, but it's been a long day. But I'm ready now, and I hope it's not too late for you. As you know, I made a post that we had a very exciting week at Mad Hatter, and it was stressful, and it was this and it was that, but shit did go down. And of course, I'm sure most of you are coming to the assumption of it has to do with the vaccine passport. Um, it's no surprise. How I feel about it. I have been very, very vocal. I think it started back in September. I made a post that mentioned that I would never take a public stance on the COVID-19 vaccine, both as a person and as a business owner. But I did, for the first time, take a very public stance on the vaccine passport. Since then, I've made several posts about it and how I feel about it. So much so that it's absolutely fair to say that I have been publicly advocating, in fact, for its removal. I do this because I think what is way more dangerous than people either getting the vaccine or people not getting the vaccine is the clear separation of society that this is causing, of like a right side and a wrong side, and the pinning of one person's side in penetrable belief against another's. It seems to me that it is the vaccinated believers that they are scared of being hurt or by the unvaccinated, or their rights will be infringed upon, or they're threatened somehow. But if you speak to somebody who's unvaccinated, they have the exact same fears of the vaccine. Um, both sides are saying the same thing. They are concerned about the harm they believe it can cause, and each side has the ability to copy and paste a URL address from their research to argue their perspective of what is facts. Here's the only thing, in my opinion, that should be a unified, agreed upon fact, and that is that we are all human beings. No group of people is better than the other, regardless of race, religion, gender, age, sexual orientation, or beliefs. Okay? And that includes their beliefs on vaccination. And a government, I feel very strongly, should never be able to implement a way to control a separation in our society with one side being perceived as better than the other, or worse, the better group of humans being given freedoms that are being revoked from other human beings. We are all human beings, and we should all be treated as equals, regardless of our beliefs. In the beginning of September, I spoke of how I was in disagreement that the government was going to implement a way of separating society into these two separate categories. But I panicked when they announced that they would be putting the responsibility of policing this passport in the hands of civilians. Businesses would be like, if you think about it, businesses are legally required to enforce this, and individual citizens are being given the sole responsibility of being the eyes and ears of Alberta Health Services to report anyone not complying. I don't understand how people don't see how dangerous this is. Alberta Health Services, for people who don't understand, they are not really monitoring this. They're not coming in and checking businesses. This is 100% done by complaint basis only. They only deal with complaints. All right, so if nobody complains, they've got no control over the situation, right? So they put it in the hands of people, and you know how people are loving the cancel culture right now, so they know they're going to do it. That is a very, very scary thing, to basically give permission to society that you're the boss. You get to control this, and you get to implement this. That is just such a recipe for disaster, and it is exactly why I refused to implement this passport. I cannot stress enough how important it is for people to separate the topics of COVID-19 vaccine and the vaccine passport. They are not the same debate. It is fair to say they're similar in concept? Sure. They both do similar things. They are both taking control over our world right now, but they both have two very different agendas. Okay? And the government should only really be trying to control one of them. Just as everybody else in this, I want to make it very clear I have a side in the vax and anti-vax debate in which I feel strongly about, and I feel that it is the right, correct stance to take. But with that being said, I will never isolate, argue, or judge an individual who is on the opposite side of my beliefs. I swore to myself I would do everything I could to never allow my business to be used to utilize any agenda that would require me to turn somebody away at my door because of their beliefs. All right? In my opinion, it is the same as asking them what religion they are when they come into my place, and if it is not the same God as mine, telling them to leave. That is not okay, and I cannot and will not stand behind it. So, of course, when September 20th came around and the government gave businesses the option to opt in or out of this REP program, we obviously did not participate in it. Not because we were taking a stance on the vaccine, or not because we're, against COVID itself or anti-COVID, or, saying it doesn't exist. We clearly were anti-passport. I made a video of this because according to the Alberta Health Services rules, you actually have to make a public statement as a business, whether you're opting in or opting out. You need to let the public know, you need to let your customers know, and you need to hang signage within your building, letting them know what side of the scale you're on and what's required of them. So I made a video, and I explained to the T, not only that we were not implementing it, but that our priority would always be making sure the health and safety of everybody within the building was kept intact. We were not, by not opting into the program, let's make it very clear, we were not boycotting restrictions. We were not saying F you to guidelines or anything like that. We've never said that. And I know for a fact we've never said it because we've never felt that way. Our priority has always been to make sure that when people came in, they were kept safe. We went above and beyond to make sure we had all guidelines in place. We had everybody spaced. We even put in like a $3,000 renovation at our own cost to make sure that we extended the place so people were spaced properly. We literally were never at any point openly defying public regulations. However, with that being said, I'm not blind, I'm not dumb. I knew full well by not implementing this passport, we were going to catch some flack. When I posted the video on our social media, I also posted it like on garage sale sites because I wanted to spread the word. I needed to let people know, hey, we're open and we're not implementing the passport. Everybody's welcome. That's how we advertise it. Everyone welcome. No passport required. And we even wrote restrictions followed several times on the poster. And of course we knew it was going to happen. And that's fine. We expected it to do so. And at first glance, when reading it, it looked bad. It looked like, yeah, oh shit, people are pissed off definitely at us. They were not digging it. But once I went through and I read more of the posts and I got more into it, I actually started to quickly realize there was way more support than there was anybody actually mad at us. So I actually, just for argument's sake and just to kind of see where we stood within public opinion, I actually went through all the posts and I counted. I just took a tally board and, oh, this person's pissed off. Oh, this one likes us. And in the end, it came out that there was 650 people, not posts, people that posted in support. They sent messages or they posted or they hit the like, the love, all that. And there was actually only 25 people that were mad at us, that disagreed with it. 25 out of 650. However, that 25 was just simply very vocal about their disapproval, which made it look like it was just kind of us getting bashed. But it really wasn't that bad. The 25 was just louder than the rest. Mean things were said. It's okay though. I expected it. Somebody asked me why don't you just turn off the commenting when they're doing that? I was like, because they're entitled to it. If anything, them having the freedom to call me a COVID idiot is actually furthering my stance of everybody's entitled to their beliefs. That's fine. They can say it, especially if it doesn't align with my beliefs. I don't think I'm a COVID idiot. I think I'm great. So sure, go for it. Say it. It's not a big deal. That's okay. But what some of it even actually made me laugh a little bit. I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't mock, but I did laugh at some of the ones that were like, "I'm never stepping foot in your place again," and yet, for the life of me, I cannot find them on the box office anywhere. I don't think there ever were. One person even was so upset with us. They accused us of killing their grandma. You killed my grandma. You're the reason my grandma died. And my heart broke. I'm so sorry you lost your grandma, but the passport is 2 days old. And I haven't even had a show yet. So we're clearly not responsible for that. But that also furthers my stance that the passport isn't causing this. Or, you know what I mean? They're two separate topics. But for the most part, it didn't bother me. People can say what they want and they're welcome to it. And in fact, I highly agree with freedom of speech. They're welcome to do it. However, I'm human. Things, I'm not steel. Things don't just bounce off. There was some things that got to me. And the comments that got to me were the ones that would post that we were breaking the law. That sucked. I hated having an accusation put against me like that on an open forum. That was just untrue. I didn't care for the posts of people saying you need to be arrested, your audience needs to be arrested. I didn't care for the posts where people literally put Alberta Health Services phone number and said this company is breaking the law, we need to get them shut down, everybody call. That sucks. You know what I mean? It's one thing to call somebody a COVID idiot, but I just shrug that off. That is just childish antics online. But when someone's accusing you of a crime in an open forum, in a world that thrives on cancel culture, I'm not gonna lie, that scared me a bit. That kind of got the heart going and going, uh-oh. So I guess I wasn't surprised when I think it was October 1st. We were literally open for one show. That's all we had without implementing the passport, and we got a call from Alberta Health Services. Somebody strategically took a picture of our poster that said no passport required, and they posted on Garage Sale Medicine Hat no rules at all 2018, but they took a screenshot of it. I don't know how they did, and I don't want to make an accusation that it was photoshopped, but anyways, they sent that to Alberta Health Services, who was unaware that Garage Sale Medicine Hat 2018 no rules. They didn't know what that website was, so they didn't realize no rules meant you can post about businesses or cat food or whatever. They saw that as no rules followed. And they saw it as no rules followed because the person who submitted the picture said, "Hey, check it out, Mad Hatter Comedy's not following any rules," which was a blatant lie. We weren't doing any of that. However, what that did was trigger a full-on investigation, which at first I was like, oh. But in the end, I was so happy it happened. It was probably the best thing that happened to us. I first and foremost want to give a huge praise to our personal health inspector. He is awesome. He has always gone above and beyond to back us up. He was on our side for sure, 100%, without a doubt. He literally spent hours on the phone with me. We went through every single word of the public health order. We went through every single word of our website, of our box office, of every post we've ever made on Facebook, every single step of our operations, from the time people can buy a ticket on the box office, they went through everything to make sure that we were not doing anything wrong. Right down, I even offered them one of our live stream links and said, here they are, spy on us every week. We had nothing to hide. We knew we weren't breaking any rules. Come on in. We welcomed the investigation. I was glad it happened because in the end, we got a big old check mark on absolutely everything that we were doing. In fact, he even praised us and said, you guys are doing fantastic. When I offered him the live stream link, he said, no, thank you. I have no problem buying one and supporting your business. And I quote him on that. He was great. Everything was great. We got the big thumbs up and the okay on everything. In fact, he even praised the extra things that we were doing that we had put in place that weren't even required of us, but we were doing. So everything was good. Everything was fine. We've been running since then without a single problem until this week. Everybody knows that there is a Facebook page called Medicine Hat Roasts and Toasts. What happened was somebody went on there. Actually, there was 2 comments that were put on there. The one that actually caused the problems have been removed, so you can't even see it anymore. I'll tell you why it was removed later. But basically, somebody put in a toast to us. They were putting in a compliment saying, hey, huge shout out to Steph Foley and Mad Hatter Comedy Club for putting on such a great show this weekend and not implementing the passport and treating everybody as equals. It was great to have a date night with my spouse, as one of us is vaccinated, but the other one was not, for medical reasons. They had a medical reason why they couldn't be vaccinated, but the other spouse. So it was nice to be able to go somewhere and have that date. This was a compliment that was given to us. And of course, the busybodies online had to do it again. And they kind of just kept going and going and going. I'm going to be careful what I say or what have you, because I don't want to give too much away. But basically, once again, it was posted that these people are breaking the law, and we need to call Better Health Services, and they put the phone number for people to mass call. Once again, it happened. We got a call from Alberta Health Services, and we got investigated again. However, this time was a little bit different because it was the second one in such a short period of time. It kind of went above our health inspector's head. Like, the way he worded it is like, it's above my pay grade. The big guys have it now. I don't know how many big guys were up there, to be totally honest, but they took things and they reviewed our case-to-case basis or whatever. And which didn't worry me much. I just figured it was their process, and I was already investigated, and everything came back that we were 100% in compliance with everything. We weren't doing anything wrong. But this time was a little bit different. This time they came back and said that they, in a nutshell, it's all kind of confusing. It's all coming at me. I'm still trying to figure out. In a nutshell, they came back and said that they've reevaluated us, and although we've done nothing wrong, there was nothing seen that we did anything wrong. They now see my company in a different category than what it was before. If you look on the in-scope businesses, Comedy Club is not listed. However, theaters are. So we have always been operating as a theater under the theater restrictions. They decided that they are going to put us in the food service industry because they say we fall into a gray area. Because Comedy Club isn't listed, they don't know where to put us now. They knew where to put us last week, and they knew where to put us when they investigated us the first time. It was clear we were a theater, and it was clear that we were a theater because that's what all of our licensing is. Our occupation, our occupancy code is under, with the City of Medicine Hat, we're a theater. Our liquor license is that of a Class B liquor license that's only given to theaters or gaming facilities. It is a totally different liquor licensing and operations as any sort of food service industry. I don't understand why they put us in, well, I know why they put us in the food service industry, but I don't understand how they can see that we are. We don't even have a kitchen. We don't have a kitchen. We don't serve food. We are a theater. We're only open for showtime. No one sits in and dines. Again, we don't even have a kitchen. There is specific rules within the health code for theaters. There is listening there, and those are the guidelines we have always been following. And we have Class B license. So I don't understand how it's happening. However, specifically in the health code, it does state Class B liquor license. Here's the rules. Liquor sales stop at 10, consumption at 11. We've always been doing that. However, because Alberta Health Services is now classifying us as dine-in service or a food service industry, we no longer qualify for the way we've been able to run. So basically they called us and said, you're now this. You have to make a choice. You either have to implement this passport, or if you so much as sell a pop this Saturday, we're going to come in and we're going to fine you $100,000 and we are going to pull your licensing. So do we have an option? Absolutely. We don't have to opt into the program. However, if we don't, we're not allowed to sell anything. If we can't sell anything, we can't operate our business. So it's 100% being forced on us. So, and I want to make something clear. These people put in complaints saying we were breaking the law, we were not following the rules. They said that we were not within the restrictions. That is absolutely not true. And in fact, if we were not in compliance, that's exactly what Alberta Health Services would have shut us down for. They would have come in and said, you didn't do this right. But because all they could come up with is, I think you might be more in a gray area in your category as opposed to, or in your licensing as opposed to actually doing anything wrong. So maybe I'm just a little sensitive to people making an accusation that I broke a law when I didn't. That I just want to make sure that's very clear. Alberta Health Services has never accused us of doing anything wrong or breaking any laws. But now we're stuck here. Now we're in the situation where what do I do? And I didn't know what to do. If I'm being totally honest, I was devastated because I have no idea how to discriminate against. To me, this is discrimination. To turn somebody away at my door because what they believe turns my stomach. I don't know how to do it, but I also don't know how to walk away from a company that I took 20 years to build. That place is my baby, and I think you all know that. So when the health inspector asked me, he's like, what are you going to do? Instinct, I said, I'm going to call my lawyer and I'll get back to you. So the next morning, I can't speak highly. Anybody looking for a lawyer, let me know. I got a guy. He was phenomenal. He literally made time for me within a few hours of me making the call. He sat me down and I learned so much about how things actually work and how things go. First things first, we went over everything step by step. We went over all the wording of the health order. We went through all the wording of my licensing. And although he agrees, I absolutely am in the right. I have a case to actually follow through with anything it'd be just a big risk. I'm not going to win. They have a right to do what they're doing. They can say whatever they want. They can put me in whatever category they want. They have that authority to do so. So in reality, my best bet there is to file an appeal. And we have done that. That's why this video is so late. It just took me a while to get everything in order. I have sent out a message and I have initiated a process to appeal the decision. I've also come to the conclusion that what happened was not okay. It is not okay. I don't know what I was more upset about, the fact that I'm being forced to do this or the fact that people I've never met before, complete strangers that have never been in my business, they have never seen what was going on, can go online and post I don't think this is right. Everybody call and get this business shut down. This whole cancel culture idea to accuse me of a crime, saying I broke the law on a public forum, and then try and have my company taken away was a line for me. And it's one of the reasons why that post was removed, because litigation is pending. I will be pursuing legal action against them. The busybodies, or society's version of Karens, you can say your opinion online. You can have an argument with somebody. You can debate with somebody online all you want. You can call them a COVID idiot. But what you cannot do is accuse somebody of criminal activity and then round up the troops to get, you can't do that. It's called defamation of character. And that's what I'm going to do my very best to take a stand against, is you can't do that, and we won't stand for it. So now the big question: what is she going to do? Is she going to do it? Is she not going to do it? Which way is she going? Okay, it's been a long day. So after I left with the lawyer, I came home, and I fully hadn't made a decision on what I was going to do in reference to, am I going to implement this program or if I'm not. So I sat down and I grabbed the REP program pamphlet and I read it back to back. I memorized it just like I did the health order, and I became educated on exactly what it is that's required of me. And within this pamphlet, what I came across, which I'm actually quite surprised nobody else is doing this, to implement the passport, it says you have to ask for a vaccination at our passport immunization records at the door, or you can provide a negative COVID test. I'm sure most people realize this, okay? People have to either show me as a business owner, they have to show me a passport or a negative test. So I was like, oh, and in the requirements, it does state that businesses are allowed to conduct on-site rapid testing. So I was like, I picked up my phone, I went on to the first medical site that was accredited, and I bought in bulk rapid COVID tests. Whole schwack of them. All of them. Not all of them, but I bought enough that we are going to implement the passport. However, everybody is still welcome. If you are vaccinated, bring your passport in, okay? Show me. I'll scan it. I will do everything legal. If you are not vaccinated, that's all you have to do is let us know. We will meet you outside with a free, we will handle the charges of a rapid test. We will cover all the costs of it. It will cost our customers nothing. Any ticket buyer wanting to come in, you are welcome, okay? We will come outside, we will administer a rapid test, and 15 minutes later, you can come on in. And now we can fill the venue to full capacity with everybody. See? It's the best way we can come up with that follows all rules and laws, because I have no interest in defying any. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to go to jail. I'm not going to get fined. I have no interest in that, and nor do I have any interest in being that person that disrespects the process. There's a way to handle this, I think, and there's a way to do this respectfully, to stand up for what you believe in, and you just got to get creative and you got to find a way to do it. And I think this is our best option by implementing the passport, but providing free rapid testing for anybody unvaccinated who wants to come in is, in our mind, the best solution. That everybody's coming in, everybody's welcome, everybody's treated as an equal, and everybody gets to laugh. And now we can fill the venue to full capacity. We don't have to worry about running at 3/4. It bothered me that I took such a stance of not implementing this passport, and now I feel like I'm being forced to do so. This isn't my choice. This is 100% against my wishes, for sure. And I felt like I wasn't, kind of like, I don't know how to word it, maybe saving face. Like I kind of let people down. We had so many messages from people saying, hey, thank you so much. It means a lot that you're doing this. And those messages meant a lot to us. And I do feel like I kind of let you guys down a little bit because I said I wasn't going to implement it. And now here we are implementing it. But we got to do what we got to do in these times. There's ways to stand up to it. And we're going to continue to respectfully and legally stand up for everything that we feel is wrong. First things first, we're going to take care of legal action against anybody who put in a false claim. Do you guys realize when you do, you say Alberta Health Services can lay charges. Like there's no different than filing a false police report, you guys. You can't do that. I have no idea why people would think that they can call and say, yeah, this business is not following the guidelines, and yet they've never been there. I know they weren't there, because if they were there, they would have seen we followed everything. Anyways, blah, 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 blah. Get over it. This Saturday, we're unfortunately going to have to cancel the show this Saturday night because everything that has to be done. There is a lot of work that has to be done to rebrand everything. It is protocol when you implement the passport, you have to publicly state it. That's what this is right here. If you implement the passport, you have to put it on all websites, Google. That's just going to take a long time to readjust everything. So if you see anything online, like a poster or something that goes up, those things are scheduled. I think I canceled everything, but there's just a lot to do. So we're going to cancel the show this weekend because we don't have enough time to even redo the box office and get the new tickets up. And the rapid tests aren't here yet. They're going to take about 5 days to get here, so they will be here before next show. The way we have it planned to work, when you order tickets off the box office, it will simply say, if you are vaccinated, please bring your passport. If you are unvaccinated, please call this to arrange your rapid test time. So you just call, and we'll arrange what time you need to be out front of the comedy club, and we'll have somebody there administering the test. You can sit in your nice warm car, and 15 minutes later, you can come on in the show with your rapid test. And again, make it clear, this is free of charge. We will not be charging any of our customers to take it. It comes with your ticket. Any ticket buyer will get a free test. We're doing the best we can. I hope we didn't let anybody down. It burns my ass more than anything that I have to go back on my word. But somebody asked me to, this is just funny, how many COVID tests did you buy? And I said I bought one for every single busybody who put in a false complaint, and I'm going to write their name on it. And just so you know, if you made a false accusation against us or a complaint on Facebook, I'm going to write your name on a test, and I'm going to give it to an unvaccinated person for free so they can come and check out a night of comedy, courtesy of you. Don't be a jerk on Facebook. Stop ruining businesses. Mind your own business. You don't like it, don't go. It's that simple. And if you want to continue to do it to us, that's awesome. Every time you do it, I'm going to buy another COVID test, a free one, and I'm going to give it to unvaccinated people so they can come on in and enjoy laughter. Thanks, guys. We'll hope to see you not this weekend, but next weekend with Bob Beto. Book your company Christmas party.